But that was a bummer of a game. The rotations, substitutions, decision making. It's been a frustrating one, even through our wins. It's been very frustrating to see some of the rotational decisions or lack thereof. The Knicks had just got back to 500 at home. And now in this game, where there was no LaMelo Ball, we made this team look like a defensive juggernaut in this game. Like, we could not figure out the zone except for RJ Barrett, only one that was able to get to the rim. But we could not figure out the zone at all. We were settling for jump shots and things like that were not going in and that were looking really, really bad. So we can get into that. We're also going to get into some of the comments from Cam Reddish and what I expect of Cam Reddish going forward for this team versus what I think is actually going to happen for Cam Reddish. Do you get that? My expectations on what should happen versus what I think might actually happen. Let's talk about all that. Run the intro. What's going on, CK Coach Boy, CK2K, and welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. Make sure you go subscribe over to CKTV, where we live stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We live stream video games, all kinds of fun stuff. Go over there and talk to us there and join the Discord where the conversations have been ramping up as of late. You don't want to miss it. The Knicks have been on a tear the last few games. Last week, I was covering for CP as the lead host for Knicks Fan TV, where we saw the Knicks play a tremendous week of basketball. The Knicks were 5 of the last 6. Right now, 5 of our last 7 games played. RJ Barrett was playing out of his mind last week, and it's continued on until today. We were dubbing last week RJ Week. I'm waiting on notification as of me recording right now. I'm waiting on notification that RJ Barrett has been dubbed Player of the Week last week, because there's nobody's stats that had to have looked better than these ones right here. So I'm waiting for the Player of the Week announcement for RJ Barrett. Ball movement, you're seeing, RJ Barrett looking more of a number 1 for us than Julius Randle, which is not a slight. It's just the fact where it looks like RJ Barrett is finally making that step as a guy that can do it all, score at will, do whatever he needs to help this team win, and it looked good last week. Not so much here today, where RJ Barrett played well, but didn't really get much from everyone else in the starting unit. That was another thing in this stretch of games that we saw. The starting unit has been playing really well. Evan Fournier was playing up to par. I said all I want to see from him is giving me at least 15 a game, especially in that last game against the Atlanta Hawks. So yeah, that's what you wanted to see. But again, people were in my DMs and in the Discord telling me that I need to apologize to Fournier. Look, man, all I'm asking for Fournier at $73 million for his contract to give me at least 15 a game. That means I need it on a consistent basis. Yes, the last few games he's been good, but like I always say, when Evan Fournier's shot does not go in, he is bad. He doesn't give us anything else. And in this game against the Charlotte Hornets, we saw that take place yet again. 6 points, 2 for 9, 2 for 5 from the 3-point line, meaning that if it's not a 3, it wasn't going to go in for us. He didn't really give us much of anything else. He had a nice block, but it was, there's not much that comes from Fournier. And it's not just him, Alec Burks, but like I've been saying, and a lot of us have been saying, we're not crazy about the Alec Burks as point guard experiment. I think we should just stick to what is good and go with Emmanuel Quickly or Deuce McBride and just ride that out with one of our point guards and let them get the experience at the 1 position and keep Burks in the role that makes the most sense, from whether you're starting him at the 2 or coming off the bench at the 2. Keep Burks where he's supposed to be at so we can get a better production from Burks. So I can't even put this all on Burks. He's trying to do something that he's not commonly known to do on a night-to-night basis, because he did it well in certain spurts off the bench. So I'm not putting that entirely on Burks. And like I said, although Fournier was bad in this last game, I'm not going to put this game on Fournier, but I'm also not going to completely apologize to Fournier about playing well the last few games. Give me 15.5 a game, and then we'll talk at the end of the season. All right. I don't want to hear it anymore. There's no single person to point this game at besides just the entire team, because we just did not look good. I mean, my big thing in this game, to me personally, was rotations. I feel like we could have got ourselves out of this hole in many different situations. I feel like in that third quarter, we waited way too long to adjust the lineup a little bit. We waited till like the 3-minute mark where Fournier was throwing the bricks left, right, in the third, and you could have put in Quentin Grimes, who, was playing solid defensively for us, and that is another main thing we needed, and he was only 2 for 4 from the field, but we don't know what else he could have gave us offensively if we had put him in a lot sooner, maybe quickly, one of the two. But there needed to be adjustments. We saw Julius Randle continue to get torched by Miles Bridges all night, so you could have flipped around the lineups. And one of my biggest pet peeves in the last, it feels like a month, but it might be a little under a month, has been Tom Thibodeau giving way too many minutes to Taj Gibson over Obi Toppin. Now in today's game, there was about a 2-minute difference. I think Taj played 19 and Obi played like 16 or 17 minutes. But before that, before this game, Obi Toppin has been at like the 10-minute mark, 9-minute mark, and he's only scored 6 points in the last like 3 or 4 games. That's something to me that I don't like. I understand the conversations that there might be a trade that might include Obi Toppin here in the future, whatever the case may be. But this is a blatant lack of developing a player that has been playing solid for us this season, when we could use him in some of these lineups to help us combat what's going on the other side, getting more buckets around the rim, spreading the floor. We don't use him at all. I don't understand it. I feel the same way about Deuce McBride. I think this would have been a good Deuce McBride game, especially with the lack of the point guard play and just the weird ball movement that we had going on for this game. I just feel like the rotations are just not good. They're very, very easy to read. The robotic, as we say night to night. I understand that. Happy birthday to you, Tom Thibodeau. But if there's anything I'm pointing fingers at in this game, it's 100% that. Now, also, the lack of energy and the lack of play by the Knicks is a definite huge thing, especially after the last few games we played. We finally brought our record back to 500 in the Garden, and that's how we decided to play in our first game back. Like, it's a rough one. So it's a mixture of the energy from the team and the lack of rotations. It was a weird one. It was a very weird one. I'm not gonna overblow it in any way, shape, or form, but it was rough to watch, especially with what we saw last week. But luckily, we get to turn it around and we get to play again tomorrow against the Timberwolves, and hopefully we can right the wrong that was in this game against the Hornets. But what are your guys' thoughts about this game? I don't really have much to say. It was a nightmare game. The rotations were weird. Lack of energy was played. Miles Bridges killed us. I don't know what else you want me to say on it. So what were your thoughts about this game? Let me know in the comments below. I'm not sweaty. I'm just really, really greasy because of the stuff that's in my hair. Let's talk about Cam Reddish. We saw over the weekend Cam Reddish was traded to the New York Knicks. And then right immediately after that trade, we go and play his former team in the Atlanta Hawks, where he got a taste of what could be with the Knicks when we're playing well. Now, a lot of us were expecting a revenge game of some sort with Cam Reddish against his former team, but then Tom Thibodeau pumped the brakes on the Cam Reddish love story between Cam Reddish and the fans, who were very excited, including myself, to see Cam Reddish be a New York Knick after the trade that was made.
Yeah, well, I don't think you could have enough wings, so that's sort of the way our league has gone. And I like his versatility. He can play 3 positions. In today's NBA, I think that's important.
Tom, what do you like about your rotation right now, the way everyone's fitting in?
Yeah, and that's the other thing. The group that's playing now is playing well, so we want to keep that going.
And here's my worry with Tom Thibodeau, and I don't mean to talk not ill, but I don't mean to have criticism for him on his birthday. Happy birthday, Tibbs. But this worries me to hear these reports that Cam Reddish is not going to play for quite some time. He's going to overthink this whole situation with Cam Reddish. If you're going to bring him off the bench, fine, but he should be playing a brunt of the minutes, because we are not in a situation like the Hawks where we have a logjam of wings that are going to be preventing him from playing. I don't believe Evan Fournier is the kind of guy that should be preventing Cam Reddish from playing. If it's up to me, I'm starting him. I get it if you're not starting him right away, but if at the end of the season Cam Reddish is not our starting 3, something is going to be very fishy there. But before we can even get there, when is Cam Reddish actually going to play? Now, mind you, yes, there is in fact an ankle injury. We knew about that. He was nursing that injury, but I kind of fear that it could be more than that. It could be, he's just gonna hold out and wait for the moment where he's forced to have to use him, and then that's when he figures out that he's going to help us. And I hate that Tom Thibodeau keeps doing that. I feel like that's why with Quentin Grimes was not getting minutes until he was forced into the lineup because of COVID protocol. And you can go down the list with a lot of these players that have been playing well for us, and the minutes that are getting uprise is because they were forced into this time, and it was never Tom Thibodeau genuinely seeing this and putting him out. And I kind of worry about that happening with Cam Reddish. I could be over embellishing, but just with the track history and the track record of what's been going on, it kind of worries me that he on up front is saying that it's going to be some time before he plays him out there. But But then Cam Reddish is speaking to the media, and then he's making it seem like he's ready to play right now.
It's actually feeling a lot better. I'm not sure how much longer I'll be out, but it's definitely on the up and up. So it's in a good spot. Yeah, it's just a sprain. It's nothing major.
I worry that this is going to be one of those things where Tom Thibodeau overthinks it, overblows it, and we don't see Cam Reddish play for another like week and some change. Look at what's happening with Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker's had one of the longest sore knees I've ever seen. I understand if the knee is not right. I understand that. But don't make us believe that it's just knee soreness and then all of a sudden he's out in a, like, it's just weird. It's just a weird situation going on with Kemba Walker. Maybe behind the scenes they are working on a move, so it's just best for Tom Thibodeau to figure out these rotations without Kemba Walker playing in the lineup while they figure out some kind of trade for him. Maybe that's what's going on right now. But for him to have this knee soreness for this long period of time and being questionable all this time and then being doubtful and out over the weekend and in today's game, those are curious for me. So I don't know. I hope we don't overthink the situation where then Cam Reddish comes into the rotation, he comes off the bench and he's playing Obi Toppin type minutes where he's playing 10 minutes a game and we're not utilizing Cam Reddish when we should be utilizing him. Like I said, we are not in a wing lockjam like the Atlanta Hawks were. We could use him right away. He could be starting right away and helping us out right away as a defensive forward, and on top of that as a scoring forward. So I don't know, I worry a little bit, but hearing what he had to say and hearing his energy and hearing his excitement for the team, hearing RJ Barrett's excitement for him to be on here regardless of what those rumors have to be, I think what Cam Reddish brings for us on this team is going to be fun. I think he's going to fit this team like a glove if he's actually given the keys to play in this lineup. I do believe he's supposed to be and should be a starter for this team. He needs to be. I don't care if he doesn't start right away, that's fine, but after All-Star break, if he's healthy and everything's good, I see him as a starter. When they have their little mini camp or whatever it is to get back into shape after All-Star break, I feel like we should be seeing him in the starting lineup. I feel like he gives us our best possibility to go out there and play, and that's my thoughts on it. But do you agree, disagree? What are your thoughts? Do you think Cam Reddish right now is a starter for this team? Do you think that he is best off coming off the bench for us? Do you think I'm overthinking and that Tom Thibodeau is just strictly going off the fact that he's injured right now and we're just gonna play it safe until he's ready to come back? Which one? What are you thinking? Let me know all your thoughts about Cam Reddish and how he's going to help us in the future. Let me know all your thoughts about that in the comments below. And what are your thoughts about Kemba Walker? Do you guys agree with me that they're working on some kind of move right now and that's the ultimate reason why he's not playing and it doesn't really have much to do with his knee again, or am I overthinking? But let me know your thoughts about everything mentioned in this video in the comments below. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe over to CKTV. We will be streaming tonight. We are on our gaming tip. I think we playing like The Sims or something tonight. I think it's gonna be a lot. It's fun. Conversations continue over there. Make sure you go over there, subscribe to the channel, show your love. I'm out of here, y'all. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Let's get it. As I always say, I've said my piece. Now it's time for you to say yours. Can't wait to see what you guys have to say in the comment section. See you guys in the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.
Cold pizza like Tuesday. I got food up in the fridge. Y'all keep looking for that new wave. I think I like it how it is.